Hey, it's Dave and Wanda with another episode of Around the Valley with Dave and Wanda.
We are getting ready to head on out to our next location. We're going to head up in, load up in Billy the Bronco, and let's see where we go.
So you're driving.
I'm driving. Do you trust me?
I'm a little nervous. All right, let's do it.
Experienced driver here.
Well, looks like
This
is where we just left from.
I'm having a sense of deja vu.
Well, this episode of Around the Valley, we are actually going to feature our very own WGRC radio station. We meet a lot of people who have never been inside. They don't know what it looks like to run a radio station. And so, well, this Around the Valley, that's what we're going to do.
Let's do this.
All right, let's go inside, see who's here.
WGRC's Around the Valley is sponsored by Zook Septic Services, serving central Pennsylvania. Contact them for inspections, repairs, and system maintenance needs at 570-837-1466 or at zookseptic.com.
How's that for... Oh my word, this is what we get. God!
And this is WGRC.
This is what we come to every day.
We knew it was no good when we saw Lori standing outside.
Whispering to him.
Yeah.
Wow. I got 2 welts on my face. Thank you very much.
So this is WGRC. This is why Wanda and I come in so early in the morning to beat this crew here.
Nobody's here when we come in.
We do have a lot of fun. We are excited to introduce you to some of the folks here at WGRC and give you a little behind-the-scenes look of what takes place. So here we are. We are now safely standing at the receptionist desk after that warm welcome we received.
It was something.
And normally, the pleasant face that folks sees when they first come in that greets them is our receptionist, Lori. People hear a lot about Lori on Dave and Wanda in the morning.
Yeah, so I gotta say, Lori is amazing, not only for what she does here at the desk, but she also cooks for us, bakes for us every now and then. It's amazing. So I just want to reassure anybody that does want to stop in and say hello, you will not be greeted with the same greeting that we do. She is very kind and generous. So yeah, come on in anytime.
So Lori, you've been here for about 2.5 years. Tell us a little bit about your job, first of all, as a receptionist. What do you do here?
I do a little bit of everything. I answer the phones, of course, and I greet people as they come in. I try to keep my coworkers in line, which is a job in itself.
What?
Yes,
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Yeah. I get to pray with people who call in on our prayer lines, people who call in just to talk. I enjoy what I do, and I coordinate volunteers for all of our events. I coordinate all of our volunteer people that help at the tables for Fan Appreciation Day and our other events that we do. And little things that everybody else asks me to do. I love menial little jobs and send out the monthly newsletters, and I mail out your prize packs when you win prizes in the morning. I get those ready to go and mail those out as well.
Kind of a jack of all trades. You do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and I love it.
I can tell. It shows.
Well, tell us a little bit about, again, you've been here 2.5 years. You've done some other jobs in the past. Mm-hmm. What made you decide to apply here and want to be part of the WGRC family?
I was laid off at the time during COVID. I was listening to WGRC at our cabin. We were doing some work, and I heard an ad for this position. And so I prayed about it, and I went home and I applied. And it was a little while, and I hadn't heard anything. And that morning in bed, I had literally been praying, and I thought, okay, Lord, then you need to find something else for me. I'm late. It was because of COVID. I was laid off. I was bored out of my mind.
Yeah.
I had done everything that I could do that I wanted to do at home. And that day, actually, I got the phone call to come in for my first interview. And just a couple days later, I had my second interview. And a week later, here I was.
Awesome.
Well, we are certainly glad to have you. You are such a blessing, and you do provide Wanda and I with a lot of content. So thank
so
you.
Happy I
Thank
can
you
help.
for that.
Yeah, all of our listeners know you and love you just because of what you do for us. We talk about you a lot. You're a part of the family.
And just so everybody sees and knows, this is my phone. I just want you to know I had some people come up
She
to me
still
at the
has a
concert
flip
and
phone.
said, "Are you flip phone Lori?" So yes, I am flip phone Lori.
I love it.
Well, Lori, thank you for being a smiling face when people do walk through here, and thank you for being our receptionist.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a privilege.
We know there are people here, you and I, and of course Courtney and Rob and Bruce, Don, Allie. They hear all of us on air, but there are other people that do amazing work behind the scenes.
That make it run.
Lori's just one of them. We have someone else who's fairly new to the station. His name is Scott.
Let's go meet Scott and see what he does.
All right.
So as a nonprofit radio station, we rely heavily on our donors and our sponsors to keep us on the air. And Scott, you have a huge part to play in that.
I'm an underwriting representative, yes.
So what does an underwriter do?
So in non-commercial radio, it's kind of like sales, which is what I used to do at a commercial station several years ago. So I go out and meet business owners and find out if they're interested in supporting the ministry.
It's great.
And if people have a business and they would like to come on board Christian radio to get their business out in front of our listeners, you're the guy that helps them do that.
I am the guy. You call this number right here. And yeah, I love to meet people, love to go out and learn about people's businesses. And it's a really rewarding experience.
And there's a number of different ways businesses can do it. There's not like a one size fits all. You will work with the business manager or owner and come up with a package that's going to suit them and the station.
And I love this job because there's absolutely no pressure. Whatever you feel led to donate to whatever contribution you feel to make each month is great. It's perfect. It's exactly what it should be.
I love that.
You mentioned that you've done this in a commercial station, or a lot of people would say a for-profit station. Tell us what the difference is. You made that transition to come to Christian radio. You mentioned there's not pressure here, but what are some of the other differences just in the atmosphere of being a Christian radio versus some of the stations that you've been at before?
Well, just knowing that you're doing the Lord's work, and just knowing that this is a ministry. And that was one of the first things that Rob told me when I applied for this job. The first thing out of his mouth, he said, "You have to keep in mind this is a ministry first." I never forgot that. So knowing that I'm working and I'm helping to expand kingdom here in this world, Jesus' kingdom here is so rewarding. I love my job, and I love to get up and go to work each day.
Isn't that amazing?
And that's a big difference.
Yeah. I will say, so another thing that you do that people may not know is that you are on the radio in some commercials, some spots, things like that. And from the first time I heard you, I thought, what a great radio voice.
I can turn that on. I can turn that on if you'd like me to.
There it is. I love
If
it.
you really want the radio voice, I can bring it out.
Very nice. I love it.
Well, we are blessed to have you as part of our WGRC family. And if you do have a business and you would like to come on board and support the ministry of WGRC, you do need to connect with Scott, and you can reach out to our main office number here, and they will connect you with Scott. That number will be posted at the end of this video. Well, Scott, thank you so much for letting us hang out with you a little bit and learn a little bit more about you.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
All right. Well, it's not just Lori and Scott. There are some other people in the building.
Let's go see Tammy next.
All right, let's do it.
Let's meet her.
Well, we are now hanging out in Financial Secretary Tammy's office. That's how you know her from Dave and Wanda in the morning, as a lot of times she comes in and hangs out with us in the morning. One of her main jobs is payroll. So, Tammy, before we begin chatting with you, I just hope you're having a great day.
I am. I am now.
Lori feeds us. We got to
smart.
keep her happy.
Smart.
Tammy pays us. We got to keep her happy.
I got nothing for you, but I hope I get the check anyway. So other than being the quiet instigator, because you're someone that you would never think of that's going to do, play the pranks, but I'm seeing that emerging the more that I get to know you.
Yes.
So Other than that, what do you do here? What's your role look like?
Well, that's my main goal here.
Instigator. I wonder if that's an official
And then get
title.
someone else to take the blame.
Exactly. Yes.
She's done that well.
You're very well. Yeah, you're very good.
You're starting to figure me out.
A lot of donations come in, right? That's one thing that you process.
Yes. I process all the money coming in and going out. Right now I have a large stack of checks I need to process today.
Hopefully they're coming in.
These are coming in.
Oh, good.
Yes.
It's always better
I
than
haven't done
going
the
out.
outs yet.
I think it's a really cool perspective that you get to see that. You get to firsthand see not only the people that are investing into WGRC, but why they're doing that. And I know that you share that with us sometimes too. And I'm always humbled by the fact that that they're willing to come along with us in this ministry. It's a great thing.
Now, not only do you receive the donations, but you also pay the bills.
I do.
So there is a lot that it takes to run a ministry such as this, from electronic equipment we got to buy, things break down, we got to service them. How have you seen, in your time that you've been here, how have you seen God provide for us? Because we are a nonprofit and we rely on these donations. How have you seen God provide for us?
Well, a lot of times you have a stack of bills to pay and there's really not something there, and you go down to the mail and the mail covers the bills.
Wow.
Every time.
Faith builders.
Yeah, and then as you attested to a few moments ago, you get to see, God working through the finances. Because I think if we were to talk with most people out on the street, finances are a big concern.
Yeah.
How are things going to happen?
Yeah.
How is this going to be provided for? And you get to see throughout every week, see God continue to provide for us. So pretty cool, as you mentioned, cool perspective she has.
Yeah, and even, we did our end of year financial countdown, and we had a big goal of $150,000. And when I first heard the number, I thought, oh my gosh, there's no way we're going to hit that. And we did, and we went above and beyond. And thanks to everybody who donated, it was really cool to see them come through and let God work through them.
All right. Well, Tammy, when you get ready to do the next run of payroll, remember, gave you some candy. Yeah. So I just want to remind you that.
I'm not sure there's a Snickers line on payroll, but I'll work on that.
Well, I got nothing in my pockets, but I just love you.
Well, thank you.
She has the weirdest stuff in this office. Look at this thing. It's so random. Look at this. A foot. And then you got, and then you got like some for chicken. I mean, the stuff that he has just laying around is beyond bizarre. It fits his character, his personality. Well, hello, David.
Hello. You're not planting anything, are you?
No, I was showing him how
You're not
weird.
stealing my foot, are you?
I was showing him the bizarreness of your decor. It's very interesting.
This office tells a story.
Yes, it does.
So I have been in the building since 2006.
Yeah.
And 2013 came on the morning show.
Yeah.
But at most everything in here it's a note or a gift, either from a family or a listener, or some of our artists have sent stuff in. And so what I love about it is, I could sit down with you in here and share a story.
And I've gotten to do that. Like, I can point at anything in here and you have a story behind it, whether it's, the coffee stained brim of this hat from a listener, to anything in here, it has a story. So as much as I pick on you about how weird it is, it's actually really, really cool.
Yeah, and you talk about that. And this is what's so special about what we do. The Tennessee hat, of course, is, no secret. I'm a big Tennessee fan. Yeah. And we know the coffee mug, which a lot of people ask about the coffee mug. So here is the stained coffee mug. It's not been washed since October of 13.
Unbelievable.
And so one listener said, well, I need a Tennessee hat because it's Tennessee mug. I need a Tennessee hat to go with it. So that hat that's hanging up came in the mail with the note. Said, this is a brand new hat. This is not sweat or dirt. He stained it with coffee to go with the
cool.
mug.
Yeah.
But cards and notes from people, WGRC swag that we've created over the years.
Yeah.
Here, the opportunity that Dottie and I had the chance to host Danny Goki on the roller coaster, and some hot sauce bottles over there from artists that sent those in. So everything in here tells a story. And then
You got a pretty...
The pets.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
the pets over there. So we had a pet beauty contest, and the idea was that if people submitted pets, that my previous co-host Stephanie, she would decorate my office with all their photos. So, I agreed to it. So there they are. So everything in here tells a story, because without you, we wouldn't be where we are. So it's the stories connecting with you that make this special, what we get to do. So as we've been mentioning, there's a lot of people behind the scenes, and we've met some of them, but then a number of us on air, and Bruce Matthews is one of them. Afternoons with Bruce begin at 3 o'clock, typically each afternoon. Bruce, thanks for taking some time here and hanging out on Around the Valley.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
So tell us a little bit about how long you've been here at WGRC and what your primary role is.
All right. Yeah. Since the fall of 2007, my stop before that was in Ohio, but I heard the call from Larry Weidman, the guy who started the station, and I listened to the call and came here to Central Pennsylvania.
So you've been here for how many years?
15 years and a few months.
15 in Pennsylvania or at the station?
Both.
Both. Okay, so that's when you moved here.
Yep.
So what's your favorite part about working here at WGRC?
Oh my goodness. I'd say my coworkers, there's just a lot of fun and laughter. And since you've been here, you just kind of added to that, Wanda.
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
I appreciate that.
I love communicating with listeners. I love telling stories. I love learning. I also enjoy being out where the people are, concerts, different events, and just hearing their stories as to how Christian radio and WGRC has had some kind of an impact on their lives.
Now, you have not always been in Christian radio, right? Weren't you in secular radio before?
Yeah. I started back in the mid-90s part-time and worked at a station that plays oldies and classic hits. I did that for fill-in for a little bit. But my next job actually was out in Washington State, a little town called Walla Walla, and it was a Christian music station, much like WGRC. After being there, though, I moved back to the East Coast and spent a little time at a station in Danbury, Connecticut, mainstream hot AC, adult contemporary.
So obviously, non-Christian music, a lot of great music out there, and amazing artists with amazing talent, and I love all kinds of music myself. But when it comes to a work environment, what's the biggest difference as you've been working in secular music and Christian music? What's the big difference when you come to a station like WGRC?
Well, first I want to go back to even being an announcer on the radio and playing the songs. There's a thrill of getting behind a microphone and having fun communicating with listeners and even playing the popular tunes. But there really is not much more of a purpose behind that. But when you play these great tunes from artists that have a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ, you have the fun, you enjoy being with the listeners, playing the tunes, communicating. But the most important thing, the purpose, because there's such a greater eternal purpose. And again, many times we're reminded of that purpose from the listener stories.
You feel like you're impacting people.
Well, yeah, but it's not about you. It's impacting them with a truth that's so much greater than you. That truth, of course, Jesus Christ and the life that we can have in him.
Well, Bruce, thank you for taking time here with us, and thank you for the work that you do here at WGRC.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Wanda.
Thank you, Bruce.
Well, this all takes place in the main studio.
It does.
So let's go take a look at that.
All right, here we go.
So this is where it all happens, 5 until 9 o'clock on weekday morning. This is the main studio. We have multiple monitors here to use, and the board that runs everything. And this button right here, this is the key. As long as that's lit and that is on, you get to hear WGRC. So this is the big red button.
What is this button for?
So this button is Wanda's mic. So if I think she's getting a little long-winded or going to say something I don't like, I turn it off.
He does, and it's the truth. He truly does do that sometimes. He cuts me off in the middle of a sentence.
And, every now and then, Wanda
is not really sure about what to say.
What do you
And
mean?
so, well, I think you get,
Like if I can't think of a word?
well, when you get tongue-tied or something, or you're not really sure how you are to respond, then I have this beautiful thing right here. It's my sound effects button. And if I need Wanda to respond a certain way, like,
oh my goodness.
When I'm sharing facts with her, then she can speak to me without speaking to me.
Well said.
Yeah. So I have my bank of Wanda buttons.
Well said.
Or even,
Well said.
stop! Or even when my husband came in one time, he recorded and he took a little piece out of what my husband said. I agree with
Dave,
you.
you are correct.
There you go. Dave, you are correct. And so he uses those little buttons. So I have to be very careful with what I say because he turns it into a button and uses it out of context against me.
But I know that Wanda really enjoys being here with me. How do I know? Because this is her response.
Aw.
So full.
So we have a lot of fun. This is where we get to hang out. Like 4 hours every weekday morning.
It's 4 hours. It's a long time. Just kidding. And so on this.
Well, it's been a lot of fun today showing you around the WGRC studios, our home, the place that we are glad you call home every time you tune in. And the last stop on the tour, Wanda, it's the big tower behind us.
The big tower behind us is actually 400 and some odd feet.
Yes, 440.
Crazy. Yeah, you almost get dizzy looking up at it. It's amazing how this lets everybody hear.
And WGRC actually has 9 of these towers scattered throughout central PA. And obviously this is the one in Lewisburg. And our engineer, he maintains it, the equipment. There's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes at a radio station. And the tower, a very important piece of equipment.
Right. And this is the part where we go climb the tower to show you just how tall it is.
You know what? I'm going to stay
You're
here.
gonna stay right here?
Yeah, I'll let you climb it. So here's actually an interesting thing about the towers. You actually have to be certified to climb.
Oh, wow.
And there's obviously certain protocols. There's actually, there's lights on these towers when you're driving around, especially at night, you see them. There are strobe lights for daytime, and those are for aircraft and such. But guess what? When a light bulb goes out, somebody's got to climb it and change it. So,
I would totally get certified to do that.
that would be, I believe, I checked with our engineer, and I believe it takes about between 30 and 40 minutes for them to climb to the top.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's quite a climb to get up there.
That is quite the climb. Wow.
Well, WGRC this year, 2023, celebrating 35 years of being on air. The message and the music for that long. And we are excited about what God has done, what he's doing, what he's going to do. Wanda, our location that we've highlighted today is actually the 3rd WGRC location over the years, and WGRC has expanded over the years because of the faithful support of our listeners.
And if you're not in the listening area, something that you can do, it makes it really easy to listen, is go to your app store and download the WGRC app, and you can listen anywhere you are at any time. It's live radio.
Well, it's been a lot of fun showing you our home away from home here at the WGRC studios. We'd love to interact with you on the next episode of Around the Valley. Maybe you have a craft, hobby, or occupation that you would like to teach us, or you want us to get a behind-the-scenes look of some location. Submit your idea via email to morningshow@wgrc.com. And who knows, next time we may just see you around the valley. Let's go. I'm a little nervous about going back in. You know what happened last time we walked in the building?
I know. We get assaulted every single time.
I know, maybe we'll sneak in the back door. Hey, Lori, can you come here for a minute, please? Back at the studio.
We missed her! So you are the people who are No. That's on her office? Everywhere. Yeah, that was Tammy. It was in my office. What are you doing? That's